The following segment is a paid commercial program by Heritage Bank, member FDIC. It's time for Ask the Expert on News Talk 1340 and 96.3 FM, KWLM.
And time now for Ask the Expert on KWLM. I'm your host, Eric Grieger, today, filling in for Todd Brigeth. We welcome in studio Jared Williamson and Chris Vraa, both mortgage loan originators from Heritage Bank. Good morning. Thank you guys for both being in. All right, before we went on the air, Jared, we talked, you're probably the newest member over there at Heritage.
Yep, started last Monday. So
last Monday.
Probably very new.
All right. Well, maybe you can tell us a little bit about your decision, why you joined, and kind of talk about your role and what inspired you to make that move.
Yeah, I'll just kind of give you my background briefly. So my parents started doing mortgages back in 1990, so I actually ended up joining them 7 years ago, got into the mortgage industry, loved it. So they were winding down, and we ended up, Heritage Bank approached me and started talking, and seemed like a good fit for where I was at, and just a great team over there, great products, pricing is great as far as interest rates go, and just a good fit for me. So, but yes, I'll be the mortgage loan originator over there, continue kind of doing what I did prior to this. So yeah.
He was located just down the street from Heritage originally when he was working with his parents. Yep. And so Mike and Mary Beth are his parents. Sure. And so I've always had a very friendly competition between the two of us. We've been friendly people in the business together. And so now it's great to have Jared on our team just down the street at Heritage.
Good. Yep. Friendly competitions are always good.
Yeah, correct.
Right. And so, Jared, not a bad drive, I suppose. You're used to kind of how to get to work.
Yep, just drive right by it. So, yeah.
All right. Well, let's kick it off. Chris, there's been lots of talk about growing housing demand right here in Willmar. What factors do you think are driving that increase?
Well, there's many factors. The household growth, and then pent-up rental demand. That was addressed back. I was on the original committee, not for the whole time, but there was a committee called Vision 2040 from 2016 to 2020. They met once a month for 4 years and addressed the rental demand that was needed in Willmar. And you want to be able to satisfy that demand because once people are here renting, they will be your future homeowners. Right. And they're investing in your community. And as a result of Vision 2040, there was a lot of rental apartments that have been up. You might notice them at Block 25, Edgeview, the Preserve. I mean, they have, over 300 units that they've already put up. So that committee was very successful. And now we're finding that translating to demand on the housing end. But our the biggest demand is senior living right now, which that translates into us. For mortgage growth is a lot of these seniors will be moving into senior facilities, some assisted livings, some with just active seniors over 55, and they're allowing us to have more houses on the market then to be able to have. So you have Stone Ridge going in, and that opens in November, and that has 181 units for our seniors in the Willmar area or anywhere, but we have a lot of them committed already from the Willmar area to move in there. And so our realtors they're expecting to see an influx of homes for sale towards the end of the year and the beginning of the new year, which is exciting to see because inventory has been a problem in recent years. That is a good thing,
and that's been a hot button issue of the shortage of housing.
Yep.
It has.
All right. What kinds of buyers are fueling the demand right now? Like, are we talking first-time buyers, families, retirees?
Yeah, first-time home buyers is a big part of the market right now, I would say. That's some of the hottest houses right now are the first-time home buyer price range, and then kind of on the higher end of things too are kind of the stuff that's moving very quickly. But we've actually seen kind of as far as inventory goes, that stuff's been sticking on the market a little longer than we've seen in the last couple of years, which is nice. And then for buyers' end of things, so.
Right. And we've talked to realtors in the past, too. Day to day, it can change, being a buyer's market to a seller's market.
Yep. We talked to realtors in prep for this, too, and they still consider it a seller's market. But as Jared mentioned, days on market has increased. One of my realtor partners said basically to almost 50 days on the average being on the market compared to 20 or less in the last couple of years and having the multiple offer situation. So it's starting to level off. We're starting to see it come back more to normal. normal.
Right. I think we will touch on this. How do you see the demand shifting over the next 5 to 10 years around our area? The Willmar Lakes area, Willmar, Spicer, New London.
Yeah, it's kind of going to come down to supply and demand, like most of the times. I think that the demand's going to be there. I think there's a lot of people that are really ready to purchase a house at this point, but not able to find the right house, right fit. But yeah, I think that's going to be an important factor. Well,
the senior population is increasing over 50%. I mean, we're getting our baby boomers out there then, and so that's the biggest change that's going to happen. But we have our first-time homebuyers out there. Jared and I have many people pre-approved and ready to shop, and they're ready to buy. It's just a matter of we just need that supply. And so, when they do all these studies and so forth, I don't know if they counted in that we had very low interest rates in the last couple years, and so a lot of people aren't ready to leave those rates. They want to stay in their home and and so that has hurt the demand.
Chris, you kind of touched on it before. Maybe we can go a little deeper into the local developments or infrastructure projects that are taking place that'll kind of influence the future housing demand.
Yes, as mentioned, that's what I think the realtors are expecting to see, more houses towards the end of the year listed.
Okay.
And also into the beginning of next year. Some of the senior population, they may have high-end homes that they've lived in their whole lives, raised their families in. Otherwise, some of them may have already downsized and gone to patio homes and now are willing to move into the senior homes. So you're going to see all sorts of different types of homes. But they're looking forward to having that inventory because that's what we need out there.
And a lot of these will be good quality homes.
Yeah.
They should be quality homes, correct.
Another hot button issue, we hear about it on the news all the time. We're talking about interest rates. How is that affecting the buyers in our area, especially those first-time home buyers?
Yeah, rates are actually been improving we're nearing like a 6-month low for interest rates. So, I mean, that's good progress. And then with the increased inventory, rates coming down a little bit, it should help out everyone in the housing market that's looking to purchase the next couple of years. So, yeah.
All right, Chris, maybe we could talk about one piece of advice you'd like to give someone looking to buy a home in our area right now.
Well, what I would say is get pre-approved. Ideally with Jared or myself. Get pre-approved so that you know what you can afford, because then your next step is go and get hooked up with a realtor. And the first question they're going to ask you is, are you pre-approved? And but there's many things happening behind the scenes with the realtors. There's many houses that aren't even going on market because there is that demand. And if you are not hooked up with a realtor, you may not have that chance to already get in on that home because it never will go on the market. So.
All right. And I remember this advice when we were looking for our very first home is have your ducks in a row.
Yes.
Very true.
Very true. Don't go out there and buy a new truck right before you want to purchase a home. Start saving your money. Pay attention to your credit. Make sure that is in line with purchasing a home, and go see your lender.
Right. Maybe you guys could touch a little bit on that process. When you first walk in to you guys, to the lender, kind of how does that go from there?
Yeah. So usually we just have a conversation about it, try to figure out what's going to be the best loan product for you. And then if everything looks good, we'll fill out a loan application, collect some documents, usually like pay stubs, W-2s, tax information, that kind of stuff. We'll pull credit and basically figure out product that's going to fit you, and then give you some better pricing and get some ideas of what a payment would look like for you, because that's going to be important for you as well. So,
yeah, there's many times we can tell you can afford this price range of a home, but many people don't want to afford that type of payment. So sometimes we can use that information and back into a payment that they would afford back into the price range of a home that they can start looking at.
Some flexibility there.
Yeah, that's what I always tell people too is, what's your ideal payment? Because that's what you can afford and what your ideal payment is are two different things as well.
Pretty important. Yep. And it seems to be such a stressful thing, like a stressful situation. And it is a big thing, but it doesn't really need to be.
It's your biggest purchase of your life. You might do it 1 or 2 times. So you really do need to be directed by people that have done this their whole life, that know what they're doing. And it can be stress-free and it can be fun.
Yeah, going around looking at homes and doing those types of things. All right, if someone would like to talk to you, kind of get that ball rolling, how can they do that?
just reach out to us with Heritage Banks. So,
All right.
Yep, heritagebankna.com is our website, and 320-214-5507 is the phone number.
All right. Great job today. Anything you'd like to add today?
no, I don't think so.
Thank you. Thank you
all
so
right.
much.
All right, thank you. Yep, Chris Vraa and Jared Williamson, mortgage loan originators for Heritage Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender on today's Ask the Expert.